Okay, full project documentation. Hello dear subscribers, this is Mr.Atlant, the main speaker of this channel. Today we will continue to study in detail the fastest and safest modeler runtime. I think you already understood, which is full overview of documentation. This type of video or article will be useful for developers and others. So let's get started. What's full? The fastest execution level for modular blockchains according to the team. It's no secret that blockchains are moving away from a monolithic design where consensus date availability and execution are closely linked to be a modular design where execution is separated from date availability and consensus, namely tomorrow's Ethereum 2 or Celestia. Based on the above, this separation allows for the specialization of the base layer, providing a significant increase in throughput. In turn, the full team creates the fastest execution layer for the modular blockchain stack. Okay, overview of the developer portal documentation. Follow this link. What we see immediately, we are graded by blocks of information that are structured and logically divided into sub-headings, namely get started, libraries, books, references, which we will analyze one by one and pay close attention to each of the points. So, note, full documentation portal. Welcome to the full documentation portal for building applications with full. This portal contains documentation about the Sway language and includes concrete examples that demonstrate how you can use Sway. Get started. This section describes the guides that will be useful to you and help you to start building on full. In more detail, you will find answers to questions such as: number 1, how to install and use the toolkit on full. Number 2, how to write the first smart contracts in Sway. Now I'm going to give you the list of guides. So, guides. Number 1, installation guide. A guide to installation, the full talking and setting up your first project. Number 2, developer quick start. A guide to writing contracts, deploying to full and creating a front end. Number 3, TypeScript SDK. A guide to using TypeScript to compile, deploy, and test smart contracts on full. Number 4, Rust SDK. A guide to using Rust to compile, deploy, and test smart contracts on full. Number 5, GraphQL API. A guide to using the full GraphQL API to query the full blockchain libraries. In this section, you will find the sample program code and an overview for available libraries. See, Sway examples. A collection of examples, implementation of Sway smart contracts. Number 2, Sway libraries. A repository, of libraries that are not part of the standard library. Number 3, standard library. The official standard library for Sway. Okay, next, documentation. And starting with this section, there is much deeper knowledge. How does full work? The book collection consists of Full Book, a book about all aspects of Full; Sway Book, a book about Sway, the programming language for smart contracts; Full Lab Book, a book about Full Lab, a package manager for official release channels; Wallet Books, book about Full Wallet extension; Indexer Book, a book about the Full Indexer; Rust Book, an introductory book about Rust. And in addition, we are offered additional literature. This section is called references. These guides will be useful for developers Yes, I know. These guides will be useful for developers and technical readers who are familiar with the full network. The books will include full specifications. This book describes the full protocol, including the full virtual machine. Sway reference. This book is a primary reference for the Sway programming language. Number 3, force reference. Reference for force the orchestra manager. Number 4 is contribution guide. A guide on how to contribute to impact according to the contribution standards RFC. Conclusion. Definitely, this platform with the full documentation is rich in knowledge and explains various processes step by step, which will be useful for developers and technical readers. Also, I'm not a developer. I like to delve into technical knowledge. It's my little hobby. I did it and was surprised by the technical aspects that could not be boasted by the predecessors to full. This is a unique project. I am more and more convinced of this every time. Okay, dears, goodbye.